My beloved brothers and sisters, there's something important we need to speak about today. Something many of us struggle with silently. We're trying to be kind to everyone, but we're being walked over, we're exhausted, we feel used, and we begin to question, am I doing something wrong? Let me start by saying this. Islam encourages kindness, mercy, and generosity. Yes, but it never ever told you to lose yourself in the process. Islam promotes balance in every aspect of life, and that includes our character. One of the most beautiful qualities a believer can have is kindness. The Prophet Muhammad was described by Allah as a mercy to the worlds, and his entire life was filled with acts of gentleness, forgiveness, and compassion. However, Islam never calls us to lose ourselves in the name of kindness. In fact, one of the defining features of Islamic teachings is the principle of moderation. Neither excess nor deficiency is encouraged. Allah says in the Qur'an, and do not be excessive. Indeed, He does not like those who commit excess. Surah Al-An'am 6:14-1. This ayah is not just about material excess. It applies to all aspects of human behavior, including emotional and relational boundaries. Sometimes people believe that being kind means saying yes to every request, accommodating every demand, tolerating every form of mistreatment, and absorbing everyone's emotional weight, regardless of how heavy it becomes. This mindset, though well-intentioned, can quickly become harmful not only to the individual who adopts it, but also to those around them. When we stretch ourselves too thin, trying to please everyone, we end up losing balance emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. What starts as kindness can become self-neglect, and Islam doesn't teach you to be a doormat. Islam does not call us to neglect ourselves for the sake of others. The life of the Prophet is full of examples where kindness was shown within clear boundaries. He gave his time to others, but he also gave time to himself and his family. He listened to people's problems, but he also spent hours in solitude and worship, recharging his soul and protecting his inner peace. He smiled, he forgave, he helped, but he never allowed himself to be used or taken advantage of. He taught us that kindness is a strength, not a weakness, and that strength includes the ability to say no when needed. This balance is vital because too much of anything, even kindness, can become detrimental if you're always the one who listens, always the one who gives, always the one who sacrifices, but you're surrounded by people who never reciprocate, never respect your space, and only come to you when they need something. You have to stop and reflect. Are you truly being kind, or are you enabling harmful behavior in the name of kindness? There's a deep wisdom in Islam's emphasis on ADL, justice, and fairness. Justice isn't just a societal principle, it's something you must apply to yourself. If you are constantly giving to others while denying yourself rest, peace, or emotional safety, then you are being unjust to yourself, and self-injustice is not a virtue. Allah says in the Qur'an, indeed Allah does not wrong the people at all, but it is the people who wrong themselves. Surah An-Nun 10:44. Islam also acknowledges human capacity. You are not expected to carry the world on your shoulders. The Prophet said, the religion is easy and no one makes it hard upon himself except that it overcomes him. Bikari, this applies to your relationships as well. If you're constantly trying to be the good one in every relationship while others cross boundaries, disrespect your time, or ignore your needs, then you're making it unnecessarily hard on yourself. Being a good Muslim doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean you allow others to misuse your time or emotional energy. It means you carry yourself with dignity, integrity, and balance. True Islamic kindness is rooted in sincerity, but it is also wrapped in wisdom. And wisdom means knowing when to help and when to step back. It means giving others the best of you without giving them all of you. Sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do for yourself and others is to set clear boundaries. When you respect yourself, you teach others how to respect you. And when you protect your peace, you're better able to show up for others in a way that is sincere and sustainable. Islam doesn't want you to burn out in the name of good character. It wants you to thrive in every area of your life, spiritually, emotionally, and socially. So always, importance of self-worth in Islam. Remember, kindness is a beautiful trait, but when it's not managed wisely, it can lead to self-harm. And in Islam, harming yourself is never rewarded. Maintain balance, set boundaries, and be kind, not just to others, but to yourself as well. The idea of setting boundaries is often misunderstood, especially among Muslims who strive to be kind, generous, and selfless. Many think that to follow the Sunnah means to always say yes, to always be available, and to always put others before yourself. But when we look closely at the life of the Prophet Muhammad, we see something much deeper and more balanced. We see a man who was not only the embodiment of mercy and compassion, but also someone who understood the value of personal space, emotional well-being, and the right to say no. Boundaries are not just a modern psychological concept. They are part of the prophetic model. They are sunnah. The Prophet was the most approachable and loving human being. People felt safe with him. Children played around him. The elderly sought his advice, and his companions loved to be in his presence. Yet despite this accessibility, the Prophet maintained healthy limits. There were times when he excused himself from gatherings. There were times when he asked companions to wait or redirected them gently if the situation did not permit a conversation or request. Even his own wives